Hey everybody, DGoodin24 here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another week of me, I guess, recapping the week in NASCAR. I mean, I wouldn't even say that. Like, it's just a few things that caught my interest. Like last time I talked about the 500 and how the ending disappointed me. And this week I'm going to talk about Atlanta, and I know the finish was amazing. I loved it, of course, but I want to play a little devil's advocate here with Atlanta in general and maybe a couple other things. So, as always, hit the like button, subscribe if you enjoy the content, and we're going to get started. So, as most of you know, and I'm sure most of you have seen, the race weekend at Atlanta, the Cup finish was absolutely fantastic. One of the best Cup races ever. I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that, but the weekend in general was kind of a slog. If you know me from Twitter, it's pretty obvious that I was not a fan of this Atlanta reconfiguration. And I would say I'm still not. I miss the old Atlanta. I understand that they had to repave it. They had to, and that's fine. I wish they just would have went with the old, just kept the old configuration and let it wear out naturally. But I understand. I'm not a fan, but I understand. The first few races in the Cup Series were good. The first few races in Trucks and Xfinity were good. This week was a lot of peaks and valleys. A lot more valleys to start, and then a huge peak, probably the tallest peak. Let's just get started with the Truck and Xfinity races. Saturday as a whole sucked. I don't think that's an understatement, and it's objectively it was bad. The Truck race was bad, and the Xfinity race was bad. The Truck race, single file, I mean, you had a little bit of attrition, but it was just bad. Kyle Busch got the lead at the end, and nobody could make a run, and they got spread out because handling matters. And while I am a fan of handling matters, it was just, there was nothing you could do. I mean, I do think they could have got a run on Kyle, but I just don't think they knew what they were doing. It just seemed that way. Like, nobody backed up. Nobody, I mean, they just kind of were like, here, Kyle, you can have it, you know? It was disappointing, and it was pretty lame. I didn't think the race was very good. It was marred by debris cautions, and you know, someone's roof flew off, the Bailey Curry's truck. There was a couple other instances of his windshield, like, just giving. You could see his and the 38 of Lane Riggs there, like, their windshields were just, like, bending at the top. It was weird, but I'm pretty sure that happened last year in Atlanta. It's just odd, but overall, it was kind of a lackluster race. The only thing of note that happened was the roof flying off the 41, and that was it. It was boring. And I would say, honestly, the Xfinity race was worse. It was worse overall throughout the whole race. It was bad. Jesse Love dominated, and I understand that that's fine. But for saying it's a drafting track, Jesse Love just dominated the whole race, and I don't think if Jesse Love existed, it would have been much different. Nobody could really pass. You couldn't really go to the bottom. Everyone was just kind of running the top. In the Truck and Xfinity race, running the bottom just didn't seem feasible after the first 5 laps. Or if you had a guy that was like AJ Allmendinger running the top on old tires and the bottom could hang, and you had a guy like Jesse Love being able to run the bottom, because once he got to the top in the lead, nobody could hang on the bottom. The only thing that saved the Xfinity race was the fuel mileage, which I find funny because NASCAR is they've been really trying to push fuel mileage away and be like, no thanks. We're not a fan of fuel mileage finishes, which is crazy because fuel mileage is drama. It's organic drama. It's great. It's literally who knows what's going to happen drama. Anybody could win. You could have Casey Mears win. I mean, I wish there was more fuel mileage in NASCAR nowadays, but it's hard because of the stage cautions. And it's just an organic part of racing, saving fuel. And obviously, most of the teams didn't do it well because during the green-white checkered, everybody ran out like at the start of the green-white checkered. I'd have been curious to see if the 48, I don't remember who else was up there, if they would have made it that last lap. But we never got to see that. But that made the finish interesting. It was good. It was awesome. It ended with another boring Austin Hill win, but it is what it is. I mean, he's really good at the drafting stuff. Plus, he's in a really fast car. That also helps. But overall, if you took the fuel mileage out of it, it would have been a stinker. Nobody could pass. and it's just well, I'll get to where I want to get with. Well, I guess we'll do it now. I don't think that we should be running Truck and Xfinity at Atlanta. I the Cup cars seem built for it. It's perfect. We've had just banger after banger of a race there. The last few Truck and Xfinity races, the last couple have been good. At least a couple years. I didn't really watch much of them last year. I know the ones when Landon ran in them, I enjoyed. It was fun, but I feel like those series shouldn't. They don't need to run this race. It's not. It was just a slog. I feel like if you send them to a short track, it would be good. Let's send them to North Wilkesboro for that weekend, or just another short track like they used to run. I feel like that would be fun, right? Like I don't know. I don't think they need to run there, and I'm sorry if that makes any of you upset. But those races were boring, and it's just like a super speedway. We're tearing stuff up. Go let them beat and bang on a short track. We can accomplish the same thing with probably a little bit more excitement. But yeah, that was my thoughts on the Saturday races. Let's get to Sunday. Going into Sunday, hopes weren't high for most of the people I saw on Twitter because of the Saturday races. But we couldn't be more wrong. Right from the get-go, it was balls to the walls crazy. They wrecked on lap 2, 17 cars, I think it was, which was just insane. Like, that's a big one. And I know it's super speedway racing, they're all bunched together, but that was a big one for lap 2. Unsurprising, that seems to happen sometimes. But it was a big one. And I kind of thought maybe the field would settle down after that, but no, it was great. I mean, the field, there's not much really to say from that point until near the end, because they just raced hard. Yeah, there were wrecks, like the 22, the 11, and the 17 wrecking before the stage. Brad Keselowski crashing, Chase Briscoe crashing. The cars were a handful. It's a good mix of handling and drafting, and it played out really, really well. It's the perfect combination for this Cup car and this track. It meshed so well, and that's good. I'm happy about it. It was a great race. The only other thing I'd like to talk about before we get to the end is the 34 and the 24 wrecking on the weird pit road that they have in turn 3. The fact that a caution wasn't called there was really, really bad and stupid, in my opinion. The 24 was kind of sitting just sideways across the entrance to pit road and close to the track with cars speeding by. That should be a caution. I was going to say 9 out of... It is a caution 9 out of 10 times, because that would be a caution every time, but this one, because they were under green flag pit stops. That should be a caution every time. It should not matter whether we're under green flag pit stops, and we're going to trap a bunch of cars a lap down. I understand if it's a piece of debris out of the way, but you have a car that 2 cars crashed, and one is stopped sideways, close to the actual racing part of the track, and blocking pit road. Should have been a caution. I just hate that that's going to get lost because of the amazing finish. It's just, race control has got to do a better job. I hate, and IndyCar has done this too. Let's wait to throw the caution until after pit cycles are done. If you're going to wait till after pit cycles are done, then what's the point of throwing the caution anyway? It's supposed to be about safety. That's the whole thing. It shouldn't be about bunching everybody up. It should be about safety. Oh no, something is unsafe on the track. Let's slow them down so it can get sorted. I understand, oh no, we're going to trap half the field a lap down, but that's just how it goes. You chose to pit early. It should have been a yellow, and I understand that everyone's going to forget about it and say you're just complaining to complain, but a lot of people seem pissed to me. I just think that NASCAR has got to get their act together with race control when it comes to cautions. In the truck race, a truck that was getting lapped lazily spun way down on the apron in the grass and never actually did a 360. And there was a caution called for it. The Casgrala kind of did a little half spin and just kept going straight in turns 1 and 2, and they threw a caution. Let's be consistent. The pit cycle thing is dumb. These people chose to pit. If somebody wrecks, they wreck. You shouldn't hold the flag because you want to try to keep as many cars on the lead lap as you can. That's just how it is. Just my 2 cents. I wasn't a fan of that. I will say the before we get to the finish, the coverage of Fox is getting better. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever seen. I still don't understand why we do Crank It Up on pit road. Maybe if they had 5 lugs, and also can we please refrain from doing team radio during Crank It Up? The goal of Crank It Up is to hear the badass cars that sound awesome and the engines and them whizzing by. I don't listen to Crank It Up to hear team radio. If I wanted to listen to team radio, I'd get a scanner. I want to hear the badass cars. Like I said, I'm probably complaining too much, but that's just how I see it. It was kind of funny. Dale Jr.'s talking about how Fox should zoom out so we can see the action and not zoom in. Something we've been complaining about for a long time with Fox. But they did a fine job. I still Bowyer botching the finish by calling the wrong winner was bad. But Kevin Harvick has really, really, really brought a lot more to this broadcast and the booth. I'm glad he's here. I do think the booth could use a little bit more of a revamp. Honestly, my dream is Alan Bestwick, Kevin Harvick, and Chad Knaus. I think that would be awesome. I'd love it. But it is what it is. I'll take what we can get. It is a slight improvement, and I'm sure they will get better as they go on. Clint Bowyer's yeehaw, howdy, hot rod, flat flying, I could do without, but it is what it is. But let's get to the finish. Yeah, it was after a bunch of wrecks, we had a 3-wide finish to the line mimicking the Cars movie. I only saw that on Twitter and TikTok and Facebook 400,000 times. It was funny the first few times, but everybody and their mother was posting it on their socials. It was a little much for me, but I get it. It's Cars. It's funny. It was just everybody had the same idea at the same time. It's a great finish. I don't know how you could ask for any more. The race overall, from start to finish, was awesome. Probably one of the best races of the generation, probably since the 2000s. I'm not going to say it was the best, but top 5 for sure. I would still rank the 2001 Atlanta race and finish over that just because of everything going on. This was an amazing finish. Awesome 3-wide to the line. It doesn't get much better than that. But me, I'm old, and that one still has a lot more value in my heart. Especially, and I'm sure a lot of people feel the same way. But it was a great finish. Amazing finish. I'm not trying to undersell it. One of the best finishes from 2010 on, at least. It was amazing. But I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Like I said, I am fine with it. We shouldn't be racing trucks in Xfinity there. Let's keep it Cup only. Let's make it special. I know we're racing there twice a year. Let's make it special. Let's make this twice a year, Cup only. Make it, if you want to make this one of the bigger races of the year, let's do it. It's the first race of the playoffs. I'm all for it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this configuration, but it races awesome. I'm all in. Let's go for it. Fine. I'm good with it. Keep it to Cup only. And let's not do this every single week. I know NASCAR, and they wanna ride this high, and I'm afraid that they're gonna want to go back on what they did years ago. Let's turn every track into a drafting track. They got exactly what they wanted with Atlanta in this reconfiguration. Exactly what they wanted. Drafting, close racing, amazing finishes. And more power to them. I was the biggest critic, and I didn't think it would work, and it worked. But let's not do this to every intermediate track on the schedule. I'll give you one. Let's do it to Texas. Let's reconfigure Texas again and make it like Atlanta. I am down. Texas sucks. That track is awful. Let's do it or bulldoze it. Either or. I'm fine. We have 6 of these types of races a year of 36. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but it's a lot of speedway racing. It's a lot of drafting. It's a lot of tore-up race cars. I just don't think we need to do it every week. If you want to make it Texas and you do it twice a year at Texas, and that's 8, fine, let's keep it like that. How about that, huh? I'm cool with that. That's fine. I could go without a few less road courses on the schedule. I'm good with like 3. That's my amount of road courses that I'm happy with, but I'm not a big fan of all of them. But like I said, I'm more old school compared to some of you guys, and that's fine. I know NASCAR's trying to go younger than me. They want the younger fan. That's just where I stand. But let's just keep it those Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta, and maybe Texas. And that's it. We don't need to turn Vegas into it. Kansas is already a badass track, providing some of the best racing on the circuit. I'm trying to think of other intermediates. Sorry, we got rid of California. Michigan stinks. They tried to turn that into a super speedway, and it did not work whatsoever. I just don't know where else you could do it. I know I'm probably forgetting a track or two. Las Vegas has great races. We don't need to do anything to that. I mean, we don't. Let's just keep all these other intermediates the same. Texas maybe. I don't know. If I'm saying something really stupid, you tell me. That's just my thoughts. I guess one more thing. Some people saying that this is the best race ever, like I kind of talked about. I don't know about that. That's a little far. I don't think we need to be wrecking every car but 7 every week. I think that's a little extreme. These races are special when they happen and you have an organic finish like this. I know it's kind of weird to say with stages, but that was an amazing finish. But only 7 cars weren't wrecks. That's a lot. That's a lot. We need to just keep this special. If we had 3 wide finishes for the win like that every week, it would kind of lose its luster. I don't want to come to expect 3 wide finishes every week. I don't want that Game 7 moment every week. Yeah, sure, it would be awesome, but it's kind of nice to just have your basic race. I'm not saying one guy dominates, but you have your comers and goers. One guy gets the lead with like on a restart or, saves his tires and blows by everybody with 10 to go. I'm good with that. That's racing. That's old school. Save your tires, save your equipment, or you're just flat out better than everybody. I don't think we need to be doing the mega run, drafting 3 wide to the finish every week, but I know how a lot of people are, and I'm probably in the wrong. Overall, I'm happy. That was a great race. Like I said, the Xfinity and trucks were bad, but I am fully. That was awesome, amazing finish. No negativity from me on Atlanta Cup aside from the officiating. So that's just me. I enjoyed it. So I hope you enjoyed me rambling about the Cup Series weekend and I guess the whole NASCAR weekend. If you enjoy this stuff, let me know. If you don't, I'm sorry. You'll get this on Twitter if you follow me there. I'm probably a lot more negative on there. A lot of my tweets have been popping off lately, and I don't know if I like it. I don't need 85,000 people seeing my shitty takes. But I hope you enjoyed it. More content. Like, subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.